Chapter 33. Climbing the Ladder. Many of the dreams and aspirations I once chased have, over time, left me quietly humming that Peggy Lee song, "Is That All There Is?" The metaphor I often use to describe my pursuit of success is that of a man climbing a very tall ladder, leaning against the building labeled triumph and success. Step by step, I climbed, driven by ambition, effort, and the belief that once I reached the top, fulfillment would be waiting for me. But when I finally got there, I looked around and thought, is this it? Enough. I consider myself fortunate for having had that moment of disillusionment. Because the truth is, the chase, the never-ending quest for money, power, recognition, and control, is a mirage. I know, because I was there. I did it. I bought the t-shirt. And what I discovered is that success, as the world defines it, often leaves the soul empty. It's an insatiable appetite that never brings lasting joy or meaning. It's taken me nearly a lifetime, but I've come to understand something deeply true for me. Happiness and purpose aren't destinations. They're processes. They're movements, transformations, a gradual and grace-filled evolution that shifts us from me to we. As long as I was living for my joy, my success, my prosperity, nothing ever satisfied. There was always something missing, always the need for more. My addiction was a perfect example of that. The wisdom of recovery says, 1 is too much and 1,000 is never enough. That's the nature of the void. But when I started to believe and live as if we're all in this together, something inside me began to change. At first it was subtle. I noticed I felt myself. My relationships started to heal. People smiled at me, genuinely. I started smiling back. Eventually, I stopped climbing ladders altogether. I let go of the drive to rise above others and began finding peace in simply walking alongside them. I know. I no longer wanted to compete. I wanted to connect. I wanted to cooperate. I began to rejoice not only in my own small wins, but in the victories of others. And when I had the privilege of playing even a small role in someone else's success, I found a new kind of joy, a high, in fact, that felt cleaner, stronger, and more lasting than anything alcohol ever gave me. As I move closer to the later chapters of my life, that sense of connection only deepens. No, I haven't arrived, far from it. But I find myself becoming more open, more loving, the sacred thread that ties all things together. I feel it in my relationships. I feel it in the forest, in the wind. I feel it with our pets, and strangely enough, in my growing discomfort with eating meat. I've even caught myself talking to the birds outside our window. I remember a moment at a Emmaus Center after Trish and I had moved into our final location. A man named Steve had volunteered to help us remodel the space. One day, I saw him gently pick up a cockroach and carry it outside. A cockroach. Most people wouldn't think twice before stepping on it, but Steve didn't. He saw it as a leaf, something sacred, connected. Now, I can't promise you I'd do the same thing if I saw one today, but I remember that moment and I carry it with me because Steve reminded me in that quiet act of kindness of something I believe with all my heart. We are all connected, all of us. Whether we recognize it or not, we are in this together.